Hey there, welcome to a quick little live session. It's me, Chrissy Key Rollins. I'm going to see if I can invite some friends. I don't know who all is in this group, but we'll see if anybody wants to hop on. And yep, it's just pulling up my usual list of friends, and I don't know that any of them are in this group. So we'll stay focused and on track. We have moved into week 2, which is all about vitality. And I felt inspired to lend a little bit of mindful eating tips towards this particular arena. One of the biggest game changers for me when it came to food and relating to my body was reassociating food with being what I consume to get my body to look a certain way. And instead, I reassociated it with food being what feeds how I feel within my body. So I invite you in this week, hey, whoever just joined live, say hello. I'd love to know who's here. So I invite you as you approach your food and eating in this week of vitality to begin to notice that for yourself. Start to lean into, start to flirt with this idea that food is not about trying to get your body to be different, but instead, food is all about supporting the life force, the energy, and the energy that is in the food, the vitality that's in the food that we eat. Perhaps that is what gives us life. Not the calories, not the actual ingredients, but the life, the energy, the life force within the food coming over into our bodies and having that be the thing that feeds us. So there's an unspoken nutrient that isn't represented on that label of ingredients. And if you're still dealing with a label of ingredients, then chances are that you're dealing with a package or a processed food, which is fine. If that's where you are in your journey, that is fine. But this week is about vitality. So I invite you to start to connect with and play with the vitality that is in live, fresh food. So often we think about these live, fresh foods as being like a restriction or a punishment or something that's not fun and exciting. But believe me, it is a wild, exciting ride for your body to be flooded with these quality nutrients. And for myself, I've been vegetarian for a number of years. Gosh, I guess this is year 9 for me being vegetarian. I personally have been vegetarian for almost a decade now. And what I found the biggest game changer when I started to prepare and deal with and handle fresh live foods and move more away from the packaged and processed foods, I felt different in my body. I felt healthier just preparing the foods, let alone consuming them. And over time, I've just developed a more sensitivity and awareness to the energy that's in food. So whenever a bowl of fresh greens is handed my way, my whole body lights up, and I've started to recognize that within myself. And then when something like that cheesecake that I talked about on that first night, when that's presented, I could see it as beautiful. I can smell it as delicious and wonderful and enticing. However, my body does not light up. She does not get excited. She does not pull me towards it. And it makes my decision processing way, way easier. Hey, Raven, so glad to see you on here, hon. I was just touching base on vitality focus for your mindful eating this week. And if you have any thoughts or comments, I would love for you to just chat them in. So what came to my heart, what I was inspired to invite you to do for this week as you are continuing your 40-day journey and playing with you and yourself and food and your body and your emotions when it comes to mindful eating is this. Take time to reflect on that thought. Food feeds my energy, my thoughts, my emotions, my desires, and my inspirations. So if you're somebody who is struggling with emotional overwhelm, anxiety, just feeling overwhelmed or having a hard time focusing, perhaps food is playing a bigger part than what you realize. If food is feeding your vitality, then the foods that you're eating may be supporting that mental fog instead of helping to lift it instead. So just reflect on that. Just expand your thinking about food, not just going in to make changes in the body, not just to build muscle, not just to make these physical changes, but actually it will feed and infiltrate and feed the energy, the vitality that lives within you. So better thoughts, better emotions, better inspirations, better desires, less fears, less worries, less depression, less overwhelm is what I have found. And that actually is what keeps me eating clean, is because I feel amazing mentally and emotionally, and my body just takes care of itself on the size spectrum side of things. Okay. And then I invite you to ask yourself. I gave a couple of questions the first week, so I invite you to, along with the inquiry that you're already going to be doing for week 2 with the 40-day program, I also invite you to ask yourself, when you sit down with food, when you engage with food, just ask yourself, does this enhance my vitality? Does it feed my vitality? And you can also ask yourself, what feeds my vitality? Begin to ask yourself, what feeds my vitality? What do you want? Hey, Linda, welcome, sweetie. So glad you're here. Feel free to chat in if you got anything on your heart or mind to share, talk about, or ask. So ask yourself these questions. Does this feed my vitality? And what does feed my vitality? And again, as we ask these questions, be okay with that answer not coming to you. Just ask it. Every time you ask it, there is an answer. It could just come through those subtle vibrational energy waves. It might not be a clear voice in your head. It might be a snarky voice in your head. That's okay too. You might get some sarcasm back. That happens, right? It's okay. You love the one who's sarcastic. You love the one who doesn't have an answer. You love the one who's feeling her way or his way towards greater vitality. You love the one who's doing the work. You're bringing them with you every step of this journey. You always give the love no matter what comes out. Hi, Elaine. Welcome, sweetie. So glad that you're here. Feel free to chat in and join as well. Okay, now here's another little thing that I wanted to expand to you when it comes to vitality and understanding food and how it affects the body, and how we can move out of thinking that food's about changing the body and into thinking that food's about fueling and really fueling the energy, the life force that creates what lives through the body, right? Food has a 36-hour cycle in the body. That means that when you eat something, you are going to begin to feel the effects typically within 20 minutes of consuming that food, and it can last up to 36 hours. 36 hours that sugar is going to be wreaking havoc in your system. 36 hours that alcohol is taking its toll. 36 hours that gluten in that wheat is doing its thing. 36 hours. So if you eat poorly on Monday night and you can't get off the couch Wednesday afternoon, you may think to yourself, well, I ate really great this morning. This is not making any sense. Well, it does if you turn back the clock. If you think, what did I eat within the last 36 hours? So I want you or invite you to expand your thinking about food and vitality and digestion and assimilation, and understand it's not just what you put in your mouth and when you swallow it, you're done. 36 hours. So pay attention. If you're feeling bad 36 hours later, or whenever you find yourself not feeling vibrant, not feeling that vitality, not feeling full of life, ask yourself, what did I eat over the last 36 hours? This will really help you to pinpoint what foods are going to be triggering vitality and which ones aren't. So as your action item for this week, as you're present with your food, begin to connect to the energy. Begin to feel the difference between having a live salad that is in front of you, some fresh fruits or vegetables that you've just cut up or prepared, or perhaps ordered. You can order that too. Lots of places have great fruits and vegetable options these days. So as you're in the presence of and consuming and interacting with, again, this is tying in week 1 over into week 2. This is about being present. This is about seeking the truth. Pay attention, be present with your food. Seek the truth about what this food does for your body, and notice what feeds your vitality. So as you are present with your food, here's your action item. Connect with the energy. Start to just feel the difference. Even if you're not a big energy feeling type person, start to notice the difference. What are my thoughts? What are my emotions? How do I feel about myself as I interact with this packaged food? What are my thoughts? What are my emotions? How do I feel about myself as I interact with this live food? In the presence of greatness, we cannot help but become greater, right? So as you're interacting with this live food, as you're interacting with the packaged food, just start to pay attention. That's your action for this week. Bring your presence to you, your body, your emotions, your mindset, how you're feeling, what you're thinking as you're engaging with the food. And then for those advanced students, again, pay attention. How does that food affect you for the next 36 hours? 36 hours, yeah. I started to say the wrong word, but 36 hours is correct. Okay, so reflection. Food feeds your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your desires, your inspiration. Ask yourself, what gives me vitality? Hey, Carly. And also begin to play with the energy of your food and notice the food as you just interact with it. All right, Carly, I am hopping off now here, babe. I want to keep this under 10 minutes. I want to be mindful of everybody's time. And again, there's nothing to fix. Just more information to bring into the equation for your own personal reflection and contemplation. And I would love to hear if anybody watches this and has any thoughts, feedback. I would love to have you chat them in the comments. And if you have any particular questions, you can always reach out to me. You can drop them here in the Facebook. We love engagement during this 40-day program. And remember, what is personal is universal. If it's a struggle for you, it's a struggle for someone else that's within this group. So your vulnerability can be somebody else's liberation. Keep that in mind. This is a judgment-free zone. It is when we step out of our comfort zone, right, that we start to get the things that we want. Well, the beautiful thing about stepping out of your comfort zone in a program like this is not only will you liberate yourself, you will probably liberate someone else within the group. And it's a beautiful dynamic that happens. Elaine says energy and vitality. Whoop, whoop. Definitely. That's what it's all about for me. It's about fueling the one who lives through this vessel. And as I focus on her, she takes care of me. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful experience compared to the struggle and the angst and the frustration that I used to know before incorporating these principles. So let me know your thoughts. If anybody wants one-on-one support session around mindful eating, please reach out to me, and I will be reaching out to those that requested them as well. But please go ahead and reach out to me if I can be of support. And thanks for watching and plugging in. I love y'all. You're so beautiful, so inspiring. There's magic every Sunday. So get to those group gatherings, and yeah, look forward to seeing what unfolds this week. Love y'all. Bye.